this is Janet from Try It Like It Create It, and today I am going to be working with a kit from Ann Butler Designs, and what I have here is foil transfer, and this is her floral design pack, and the pieces from the pack I'm going to be using I have here in my hand. And so this is the protector sheet, this is a toner sheet. I'm going to be using the silver foil, and then this designed kind of leafy pattern with the foil. So I'm going to set that aside and show you what else came in the packet. This is a sentiment pack. They are die cut, and they are on here with toner, and so they will also take the foil that's included in the kit. So these are sold separately, or you can buy them all grouped together, but we're going to set these aside for the moment. And then to show you the rest of the floral sheets here, there's 5 more designs, so I'll just go through real quick and show you. Okay, and then we got blank toner sheets, which work with transferring the rest of the toner sheet that's left over. You can use these for a reverse image, and I'm going to show you how to do that in my process. And then this is the carrier sheet to go through your laminator. So there were two of those, and then there were foil sheets that were included, and these are the colors that she sent. And I pulled out the silver, but any foil, kind of deco foil type sheet will work just fine. And so what you're going to do to begin with is I'm going to take the design sheet that I want to work with. I'm taking the foil sheet, and I'm going to put it with the dull side down and the shiny side up. And then I'm going to put that whole thing sandwiched into this little kind of carrier pocket. Alright, and then this whole piece is going to go through my laminator. So let me get that set up and turned on, and then I will show you how that works. I want to show you that my laminator light has come on. I've waited for it to heat up correctly, and I have my sandwich of foil toner sheet sandwiched between the carrier paper, and I'm going to send it through with the fold edge down, and I'm just going to let the laminator grab it and then wait for it to come out. Don't force it through, and don't pull it out the other side. So you just want to wait for it to travel through the machine. And here is the fun part, to see the reveal of the foil. As we peel this back, you can see that the foil has attached itself to the toner. Isn't that pretty? But then we have this whole sheet left that has the leaves on it. Now this is a tip from Ann, is to send this back through the laminator to remove those wrinkles. Alright, so it's not going to attach to anything because it's just on a carrier sheet and there's foil. So I'm going to send that through just to get it to flatten out. So let's take a look. Now, according to Ann, you can send this back through as many times as you need to get it to iron flat. But I think that is going to work for us. So now we're going to take the black toner sheet and put this with the foil put it into the carrier paper, give it a little tap, make sure everything is lined up correctly, and then we're going to send this back through the laminator one more time. And as we open this up, and we're going to peel this sheet off, you can see that all that toner transferred, or all that foil transferred onto this toner sheet. And so now we have a silver sheet with black leaves, and we have a white sheet with silver leaves. And so they are coordinated and they will work together, and you can use them for whatever project you want. Alright, so my next step here is I am going to use a paper punch for circles, and I am going to cut out 2 circles from my foiled paper here. Here's my first one. And the second one, and then I'm going to set this aside. So now I'm going to take these 2 circles and I'm going to put some UV resin on them. And let me bring you down closer because we're going to be working a little bit smaller here. Alright, so I have these foiled, and I am going to now put a real thin coat of UV resin onto the top. I'm just going to start with a dollop, and then you can use a toothpick, you could use the bottle itself. Let me grab a toothpick here, and then I'm just going to spread this out. And so what I'm doing here is using the resin, the UV resin, as a coating, a protective layer, and just to harden and add a little bit more thickness to my piece. So you can see here I'm using a very thin layer. You can go thicker, you could dome it if you would like to do that, but I just want to add just a little bit more thickness to this piece. And then I'm going to expose this under a UV light to harden up the resin. Alright, so it looks like I have everything covered here. Maybe this little side here where I have my finger, not so well. The nice thing about resin, or UV resin, is that it works quick, and you could always add more. If you don't like the result you have, you can always add another layer. So let me just lift this up and check to see how we're doing. Alright, so my next step now is to use my light and expose it, and I will come back and show you that as soon as I am done with the exposing. Alright, so these have been exposed now, and they're just a little bit thicker, and they have a shiny coat to them. So I'm going to set those aside, and then the next thing I'm going to do is use my mini maker from Maker's Movement, and I have my sandwich here with a die and some faux leather in silver, and all of this comes from the Maker's Movement. So you can see I've cut down some of my leather from their leather packet, and I'm using the second smallest circle from the circle die set, and then I'm just going to send it through the mini maker and cut out the faux leather. And I've done that off to the side so that you can see that now these pieces are cut. And they are just a tad bit larger than the pieces that I punched out. Okay, and so if we put these two together, you're going to end up with a silver edge, or if you want, you could flip it over, have a white edge, and a silver back. So it's entirely up to you how you want that to look. All right, so I'm just going to set that aside and bring these in here so that you can see what I have. And I think I'm going to go with the silver. All right, and now I am going to use the jewelry making tool from Maker's Movement, and this punches holes. You can see this there. It's going to punch holes. So what I'm going to do is hold these two together. I could glue them, but I think I want to leave them loose. All right, so all I want to do here is make sure that I have a nice silver edge all the way around. And then I'm going to go in just a little bit and punch through both layers. Okay. And then work those off. So I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there's a small little hole there. So I'm going to do that to both of them. Line this one up. And punch that hole as well. And if you have any excess, you can pull it off of the back here. You can see I have a little bit of excess, or you could take a pair of scissors and just nip that off. Okay, so now we are ready to finish up our earrings, and I'm going to bring in these pieces from the Maker's Movement as well, and I'm going to take out 2 silver ear wires. Let's set those down, and let's see if that hole, no, I don't think that's going to work. So we're going to need jump rings. So we're going to take 2 of the smallest jump rings from our packet, and then we're going to get a jump ring that's big enough to transfer over that size. So I might go up about 2 sizes here, and I think that's going to do it. If not, I may have to go up a little bit larger. Now from our kit here, we have a ring that will help open up our jump rings. And let me grab my pliers here. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the larger jump ring and grab it and find its opening area. All right, and then I'm going to use the ring and I'm going to twist this sideways to get that open. All right, and then from there I'm going to put on my piece with the resin and then the faux leather piece behind it. And let's see if my jump ring isn't quite big enough. I'll get the next size up, but I think this one's going to work. All right. So then before I close this jump ring, I'm going to add the smaller one on there. You can see what I'm doing here. Just keep dropping it. Slide that little guy on there. Come on. Alright, if he doesn't want to behave, we're going to try it another way. But I think this will work. Okay, and then we're just going to close this back together. And we want to make sure that that fits nice and tight. Alright, and then this one, we're going to use the ring again to pull it open. And then we're going to take our ear wire and slide it on there. And then close this jump ring as well. And just make sure everything lines up correctly. And then you can see there is one earring done. So now I'm just going to move on to the next one.